welcome to another episode of Stuck in My Mind podcast. I am your host, Wize, and today's guest is someone who doesn't just talk about stepping into your power, she lives it. She went from one client in 24 hours to being fully booked in 3 weeks, and then scaling to a national team of 15 in just 6 months, all while building a business that fit her life as a solo mom. No excuses, no permission slips, just pure momentum. Now she coaches ambitious women around the world to raise the to rise their CEO era, own their brilliance, and build high impact businesses without the chaos. She's she's the host of the Sasha Eburne Show, a powerhouse voice for women ready to claim their next level. Welcome to the show, Sasha Eburne.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, the pleasure's mine. Thank you for being a guest. I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. Let's go.
Okay, so before the fully booked calendar and momentum, who was Sasha at the very beginning?
Yeah, so I had spent 25 years in hospitality and events, predominantly in the hotel industry. Literally straight out of school, I went and studied hospitality management and event management in a very long career, kind of climbing the ladder, working in different hotels in Australia, as well as I spent some time in the Middle East and Vanuatu. And then COVID happened. And in Australia, we housed all of our international arrivals in hotel quarantine. And we were the first hotel that entered that program. So we were stood down, no work, no job, right in the middle of COVID. So that kind of started the trajectory of looking for something else. And there was about a year of in and out of different jobs. And then I discovered the virtual assistant industry.
Okay. What was that moment you decided, screw the rules, I'm doing it my way, this way? That I was gonna. I'm sorry. Yeah, like
No, that's okay. Yeah, so in terms of breaking the rules, it didn't really kind of cross my mind that that's what I was doing at the time. I had gone and met an old friend, an old industry colleague for coffee outside of the cafe. We weren't allowed in the cafe at that time. And she had told me about the industry. And she said that she worked 3 days a week and she got paid more than she did from her clients and she did in the hotel industry. And I'd always been really interested in a freedom life, entrepreneurship, and kind of I'd started a few businesses over the years and nothing had really stuck. And I think there was, a lot of things about limiting beliefs and, it was just easy in my job to get the money and the income. And then it actually came down to I was working in real estate and I tried that industry for about 4 months and I'd never been treated so badly. And I was literally given one task to do all day, every day for 5 days. And I'm just like, there's got to be more to life than this. So it was actually 6 months after she had told me about the opportunity. So I just watched the space and I was just like, do you know what have I got to lose? If it doesn't work, I can just go back and get a job. And it just stuck and I just loved it. I loved not being bound to certain time. I never committed time other than meetings to clients. I could go anywhere, however I wanted to. And it just really spoke to me that I'd stumbled across something really different and I loved the work that I was doing.
awesome. Um, so you built this business as a solo mom, like so. What did life look like at that time when you started when you launched the entrepreneur career?
Yeah, though, I mean, let's be honest, there was a lot of hustle,
Hmm.
um, but it was exciting. And I literally left no stone unturned. In that first week where I was starting my business and also working, I was taking a lot of breaks, a lot of secret little breaks to go and have calls with clients. And that really kind of gave me that motivation to be like, well, if I'm having this many conversations now and I'm very limited in time, what could I do if I actually quit my job, relied on the 12-hour client that I'd already secured after the first 24 hours. And if I had the rest of the days just to talk to people, just to put myself out there, what could I create? So it was very much a what if, what could happen? And because I was in a really bad situation I didn't enjoy it was a really easy decision to make at the time because I was just like, 12 hours, I could kind of make ends meet with 12 hours. It would have been really, really tight. I had a mortgage as well. But it was just seeing the potential of how many other people that I could speak to. So that's really kind of I left no stone unturned. I shouted from the rooftops. I put it on LinkedIn. I put it on Facebook. I told everybody this is what I'm doing. And it just slowly and eventually people just started saying, "Oh, I'm interested in what you're doing. I'm interested in what you're doing." And it happened really quickly. And within 3 weeks, I had a full book of clients.
That's awesome. Like to go from one client to in 6 months, like really just building a great business. I can imagine the work, yeah, the work you have to put in, and it makes sense if you figure, all right, in the limited time that I'm working with this one client or whatever it is, and you're generating something. Imagine, yeah, 8 hours of this, maybe not punching in on my own time and working the hours that I want to work in and generate some more momentum. So yeah, I could imagine at how it would be easy for you to be like, you know what, yeah, I think I want to go in this direction because if I do spend more time, I can definitely build something that's just amazing.
Yep, exactly.
So I know for me, when I first started my podcast, right, one of the reasons that I didn't start was fear, just making up excuses, challenging myself. What were the fears you faced when you started?
I think internally there wasn't too many fears
Okay.
because I wanted that life so badly. What the fear was the fear of judgment from other people. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm just going to be devil's advocate. What's going to happen if it doesn't work? What's going to happen if you can't pay your mortgage?" And I think that, for a short time I started listening to what other people said and I'm just like, "Hey, that's so negative. Like you've got to try these things to, give them a go." So there was a lot of that and I just kept on pushing because I had a taste of it. And I
Yeah.
think I always was just like, if it doesn't work, I can just go back to work. And I think I'm pretty good with kind of picking up when to kind of call things. Like, when is it time to be like, okay, cool. And I was just like, even if I can't get a full book of clients, there's other options. I could go and get a temp role, or I could go and get a part-time job that's maybe 10 hours a week or 15 hours a week. There's so many other options than going back to full-time work. So yeah, it was definitely a fear of judgment. What are people going to say? What are people going to think? And there was a few people that had a couple of negative comments. The majority of people were actually really supportive, which I think really kind of helped me push through and just kind of just keep on going.
And it's very important when you have people that are close to you that are supportive. Like my wife is very supportive of what I'm doing with the podcast and everything I've been able to build through the podcast. And it's important that you have people that see what you see and are encouraging and pushing you to, because like you said, there are people who, let's play devil's advocate. No, they just wanted to push their limited beliefs on you
Exactly.
and put doubt in your head because maybe they didn't attempt to do something that they've always wanted to do, and the fear of judgment, like you, or whatever their fear is,
Yep.
stop them from achieving that. So I'm happy that you decided to not to, yes, like, and like with anything else is be overcoming these obstacles, and I'm glad that you overcame yours and launched the business and didn't let other people's judgment or whatever stop you from building your organization.
Yeah, 100% agree. And I think at the time, I didn't realize that it was actually their projection. It was their limiting beliefs. Now, because of all the work that I've done, I can see it. I'm just like, actually, that's your belief, not my belief. And I think that's actually the biggest problem with, a lot of people that do start their business is they do take what other people say and they take on board their feelings and their limiting beliefs. And that does actually get in their own way as well.
Oh, it's like with people who know me and oh, how's your little podcast going? What?
Oh, I've heard that before. I've been right there with you.
So you hear those things where people say that, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's doing well. It's and so yeah, and I'm so proud of the growth that I've had from my podcast, especially not being in, this wasn't my like career or anything doing media or any of that. So to grow it to where I've grown the podcast, I'm so proud of it, and I'm just so excited to continue to do what I'm doing because I love having these conversations. These are so much. It's so much fun for me because I get to meet and learn from other people and hear their stories, and so and then the fact that I get to share it with my audience and people uh, watch it's amazing. Like I receive so many emails and messages, and I love that. That drives me and inspires me, like, to continue to do what I'm doing, and it's podcasting has opened up so many different lanes for me, and I'm just excited to be able to do this.
Yeah, I think it's incredible. I think the fact that you can share your message,
Mhm.
and I love the fact that no matter where you are in the world, we can just connect and we can share with each other audiences. The amount of conversations I have with, podcasters around the world just like you, I think it's incredible that, the internet brings us so close together and you're not kind of bound to, your geographical area, that we can literally have podcast episodes with anybody around the world. I think it's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, you're a perfect example. I'm in Pennsylvania in the United States.
Yeah.
You're in Australia,
Yeah.
and
It's
so
pretty cool.
it's awesome to be able to have this, and I've like you said, I've interviewed people from India, China, Japan, the Philippines, all over the world,
Yeah. Amazing.
and to be able to do that, and I love it's like you begin to realize that w that the world is so small in a way, right? But the the people in it, a lot of us just have the same a lot of us just want the same things in life. Like, a lot of us just want the best for our families. We want success. We all basically want the same things in life, and so to be able to connect with people and learn that and be able to have these conversations and see that, yes, we are different, but at the core of it all, a lot of us just want the same things in life.
Exactly. Yep. 100%.
So what was that big first bold move that shifted everything for you?
I think there's probably quite a few. I mean, the first one's obviously going all into the business, but the next one was deciding that just me capping out at 40 hours wasn't enough. So I started doing the research on, well, how can we make this bigger and better, and how can we serve more clients? And that was the next milestone, was moving to a team of 15 and having multiple clients, and that essentially just doubled the business. We went from six-figure business to multi-six-figure business in 12 months. And then what I really wanted to do was do really meaningful work. So I stepped into the coaching space, and that was when I was just like, well, if I've stumbled across this, how many other women can I share this opportunity with so that they can be free? They can have time freedom, flexibility freedom. 99% of my coaching clients are mums. They just want to have the flexibility to do whatever they want to do and go wherever they want to go. So I started coaching quite early. I didn't really even know what a coach was. And then I just started teaching them exactly what I did: how to start a business, where to get clients, how to get clients. And that just evolved over time. And it was a year later that I decided to invest in coaching. And what I thought was business coaching was actually NLP, which is neuro linguistic programming, and really learned about how to rewrite your unconscious and really, break through all those limiting beliefs. And that changed the game for me, because then I could support my clients in such a different capacity, so that they didn't have those fears coming up, so that they didn't have those limiting beliefs coming up. And once I started to see the change that I could help people make in terms of themselves as a person, in terms of their business, I was just like, this is cool. Like, this is change. So I decided to go all in on coaching, on the coaching business. And I gave away a lot of the clients to a lot of the team that we had in the VA business. And we literally replaced all the revenue in 30 days. So that was another big milestone and a big sign from the universe for me to be like, well, we're on the right track. It was quite a lot of revenue to give away. And again, another risk that I took in the business to kind of step into something that was really close to my heart, something that just really lit me up. And, fast forward now to 2025, I spend 96% of my time in the coaching business and supporting women and men globally around the world. And then we still have a little 4% in our virtual assistant business, where we have a couple of clients that have been with us from the beginning that the team supports. So we still run both. And then also this year we did birth another business, and I'm now certifying people globally in breathwork certifications and sound healing certifications as well. So kind of a lot more for those spiritual entrepreneurs, giving them the opportunity to add some modalities to their tool belt.
So what led you to this side of the business as well, in infusion with of everything you're doing now with the sound and everything? Like, what got you here to include this into everything you're doing?
Yeah, it's kind of been an evolution and a bit of a journey, and it did start with NLP. I went into NLP thinking it was business coaching,
Yeah.
and it was not. And it's just eventually over time. And I think what I've learned to be a leader and to be a CEO, there's a lot that comes from self and a lot of nervous system regulation. So it kind of started just tapping into it personally. And, attending some sound healing events, some cacao ceremonies, some retreats in Bali. And then I was just like, I really like these modalities, and it kind of really helped ground myself. I firstly did my own breathwork certification and realized how powerful it was. And I was just like, wow, this is life changing. And I've heard so many stories from books and things like that of people that have changed their lives through breathwork, and then as well as sound healing as well. So it's just kind of been this evolution of a journey. But I went through that personal journey first and learned how I can not be stressed out 24/7, because running a big business can bring stresses, and again, the self-created stress. But having those resources in your tool belt to help you regulate and just kind of ground yourself was just super powerful. So last year I hosted my own Bali retreat, and I introduced breathwork and sound into the retreat, and the change that came out of those women was phenomenal. So I was just like, there's so much power in this. So this is why 2025, I decided to do, formal qualifications in all of those. And then to be able to certify people, I think was just that next step. Because what I've found in my coaching career is everything that I have been learning, I get to teach. So everything I invest in to improve my skill set, I'm just going to keep teaching to my clients, and kind of that pay it forward movement.
And it's it's similar to what I've been doing with everything that I've been learning through podcasting, like learning how to edit video, all these different things that I figured, like, all right, let me just start coaching people on how to launch their own podcast and avoid all the
Exactly.
hiccups that I went through when I first started, because I didn't have a clue of anything. And so I'm actually in beta for launching my program, and I'm looking for some people. So
I love that.
it's yeah. Being Since I've launched my podcast, I've done some things that I would have never thought I would have been able to do. Like, I've been able to launch a internet radio station. I've launched a publishing company. I've got certified as a coach as well. So all of this from me discovering my voice through podcasting and opening up these different experiences for me. And so I've just one of the things, since you mentioned breath work, one of the things I started at the beginning of this year was I wanted to improve my relationship with spirit, God, whatever whatever you want to describe it as. And one of the things that I do in the morning as well is breathe. I do this breathing exercise every morning, and that was something that I was like, all right, I'm going to start doing this every morning. I'm going to start my breathing exercise and have my do my affirmations and my meditation and everything. And since I've started that journey, things have opened up for me. So many opportunities have come up from it because of just I just feel because of me opening a different side of and just doing something differently and
Yeah.
just experiencing so many different things. So it's really been a blessing, and I'm just I'm grateful for all of this, that for all these opportunities that are happening. But it started basically with me just taking that risk and launching the podcast.
I love that. What a journey.
I love this. It's just been amazing. So you scaled fast, right?
Yeah.
What do women misunderstand about momentum as entrepreneurs and business owners?
What I find is there's probably two sorts of people. There's, the potential, like the go-getter that
Hmm.
just tries everything and that they're just not getting any traction, but then they don't ask for help. So what I learned very early on is to invest in the experts that have done what I want to do.
Yeah,
So in the beginning, I worked in a coaching program that taught me how to build a successful coaching business because I'd never done it before. And that's why I think it's so powerful, especially when you're starting a business, to kind of invest in the support. So you've got the ones that just keep on turning this wheel and doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. So they fail to ask for help because there are so many people out there willing and able, very much like the podcast. Why would you sit there and work it all out yourself when you could invest some time and money into somebody that gives you the shortcut and you can get there so much quicker?
yeah,
Then you've got the people that just kind of sit in the whole I'm okay with at this level and they play small. And it's because that they've been told that, don't be too greedy or don't ask for too much. Like just be happy with where you're at, which is actually one of the negative comments that I had in the beginning when I started growing. People are like, oh, can't you just be happy with the income level that you're at? Why do you have to grow? Can't you just sit back and chill? And I'm just like, no, I want to serve more people. I want to make more impact. And I've always been a very driven person and always hold myself to a higher standard. So I find that a lot of times with women, and sometimes that's because of their generational trauma or what they have been told growing up, that they settle and they're like, I'm going to settle on a low rate because it's greedy to ask for more money. Or it's, so that's probably the biggest thing is that their doubt and lack in self.
and I don't knock anyone for whatever they feel their price is and their value is, and it's up to to you as the client or the customer, whatever, if you're willing to pay that. It's up to you. So I don't never knock anyone's price. If I can afford it, I'll go out and afford.
Exactly.
If I can, I'll find something that I can afford, and it, it people don't realize like it. It's I invested in myself. I've taken courses. I've invested in quality mic, and so that was because I wanted to grow and improve, and that's the only way I was going to ever improve was investing in myself and learning certain things and learning all whatever was necessary for me to help me grow and build my podcast. And so it was just some like it was something with inside of me that was like, all right, I need to if I really want to do this, then all right, let me sign up for this course. Let me learn from this person. Let me connect with this person. And through that, I've been able to network with people who, if I don't have the answer to something, I can go and reach out to them. And it's vice versa. If they see something that I've done and like, hey, how did you do that? I'm like, hey, this is how you do it. So it's been so amazing to be able to network and connect with people and be able to ask for help. Like you said, that's something people who are afraid to do. Like they think if they ask for help that they're going to be judged. Like, oh, see, you can't do this. You can't run this business or build whatever you're building because look, you're asking for help.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the biggest mindset block holding ambitious people?
What's the biggest one? I think that they just can't see it for themselves. So rather than looking at, say, another woman like myself or, another successful entrepreneur and thinking, hey, like we're all human. If they can do it, I can do it too. They just think that they can't do it, or they're like, they're just lucky, or they've had the financial backing, or, they just knew exactly what to do. And I can tell you, none of us knew exactly what to do. We're all working it out just every single day. There's nothing special about what we've done. It's just the fact that we've learned a lot. Like I've always been someone that's read a lot of books. I've also traveled a lot, so I'm quite worldly, but it just comes down to how much you actually put into it. And that's all it is. So I think a lot of them they just don't believe that they can do it themselves.
Yeah. Why do many service-based entrepreneurs live in chaos instead of clarity?
Ah, because probably that culture that we learn from our 9 to 5 is you'll get promoted if you put in more time, or a lot of businesses that I've worked in, a lot of hotels, it was expected to do overtime. So we were very much conditioned to go above and beyond for our employer. So they jump into business and they have this sense of success is hustle. Success is working more. And I also have to work more to get paid more. And do you know what? I was like that in the beginning. And then I learnt that no, like actually the times that we go and travel overseas and, I've created the business that I can do that. We actually make more money when we go overseas and I work less. And it's just, and the fact that I get to teach my clients that like the hustle isn't going to get you to where you want to. Actually working easily and effortlessly, asking for help, relying upon team, and actually creating a really organic structure in your business that everybody is doing the work that they want to do and that lights them up will support you actually moving further forward quicker. So it's kind of that you have to slow down to speed up concept.
Yeah, I'm sure you've built a system that's helped you scale with such growth. Like, and that's what sometimes it takes for you to build that structure, that system that you need to help you go to that next level.
Yeah, and you have to be okay again asking for help. Ask for help from team. Rely upon other people, and a lot of people shy away from hiring team, and they're like, "Oh, what if it doesn't work?" Or they're not going to be as good as me. It's definitely adopting a lot of mindset principles. Well, let's be honest, no one's ever going to do it as well as you because we strive for perfection. So it's done is better than perfect. If something is done to 80%, then that is great. That is saving you so much time, and you can move a lot faster by asking for help, leveraging automations, leveraging AI. There's a lot of ways to move faster than just sitting in the hustle and doing it all yourself.
You just mentioned AI.
Yeah.
What is your view on it? What do you think about the benefits of AI or the pitfalls? What do you see that?
Yeah, I think we have to get on the train. And if we don't get on the train, we're going to be left behind. But I think it's about learning how to use it constructively and understand when things sound recycled and regurgitated. And, it's about how you train your AI and, maybe even using quite a few different AI, maybe using, if you're talking about copy, using a version of Claude and ChatGPT together. But plugging in so many of your own prompts, getting it to speak like you, talk like you, getting to understand your client's desires. So, really going to the depths of like as if you're training a team member how to write copy, train your AI to write copy. And I think that, you know, even in our business, I'd say we heavily underutilize AI, and there are so many other tools that we could be using, and it's just we're just kind of scraping the tip of the iceberg. And I think in terms of AI, as long as it's used for good, and it's used in a way that's authentic, then we should be using it. I see a lot of things on Facebook groups where they're mocking up AIs of films that are never going to exist, that are never going to happen, and sending people on this wild goose chase. Like, what's the point in that? What a waste of time. But if you use it in your business, because let's be honest, I'm not a trained copywriter. And it's kind of that whole Canva versus a graphic designer. Canva has such a place in the market now. And maybe when that started coming out, people are like, oh, you're going to take the jobs from the graphic designers. And I can tell you there's so many things in our business when we go to print things, we have to engage in a graphic designer. So they both have their place. And
Mhm.
it's the same with sales psychology and copy. If we're wanting to write some really powerful, potent content, I will go and hire a trained copywriter to do that. But in terms of day to day, in terms of emails and socials, AI really just supports us get further, get quicker, and get more content out there because I'm not a trained copywriter.
I know it's helped me grow my show.
Yeah.
It's helped me build the system and the structure that's helped me cut down on show production. Like, just it's helped me just grow. Like, I don't have a whole team here to help me do the it's me. I'm everything. But with AI and automation, I've been able to not burn myself out, because that's what eventually that's what happens to people is they burn themselves out because they overextend themselves. But
Yeah.
with AI, it's been able to help ease so much of the burden and just help me just focus on building a great structure for the show. And so, yeah, I use it for what it is, the tool that it is to help me grow. I'm learning so many different platforms, and because, like you said, if we don't get on this train right now, we're gonna miss it. So yeah, it's important that we um invest in learning and trying to take your business to the next level using AI.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's the next evolution of Sasha? The coach, the mother, the leader?
Yeah. So we are launching a new program that's going to come out next month, and it's kind of the bridge between our other two programs. Right now, we have a 12-month mentorship where we support businesses to scale, and then we also teach businesses to start their business or to master the foundations in business. So we're creating one for the bridge to get them ready to jump into that 12-month mentorship, and it's really focusing on automations, AI, and ads. I think it's really important to plug those into your business to kind of support the growth, to then jump into how do we scale our business. And the podcast, Sasha Eburne Show, is also going to come back in the new year as well. So I'm excited to bring that back out to the market. And it looks like 2026, I'll also be writing a book as well.
Will that be your first book?
It'll be my first book.
How does it feel writing the book?
Yeah, it's exciting because I think I've got a lot to say and a big message to share. And yeah, I think that's just it's a really great avenue to be able to connect with a lot more people. And on the back of that, the idea is to get a lot more speaking gigs and to be able to speak from stage as well and share that message a little bit further. So the book and the speaking kind of go hand in hand.
Oh yeah, no, it's because I got into publishing because of my nephew. He we 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 self published his second book, and we invested some money in it and everything. And it was something like where I'm like, man, we can do this ourselves. We can learn how
Mm.
to self publish books, and I did. I learned formatting and all these different things that, and so we've been able to publish 6 books, and then I just helped this young lady self publish her first children's book.
Oh, so great.
Yeah, so
I love that.
it's yeah, no, it's been amazing. And like I said, I've learned so many different things just from starting the podcast. Just me stepping out of my comfort zone and doing something that I had never done before, and just challenge myself and go out there and like, you know what? And it, for me, it wasn't other people. It was me. It was myself holding myself. It was me telling myself, "Oh, who's gonna want to listen to you? You're not a celebrity. You suck. Your voice is horrible." And it was just finally it was just me just saying, you know what? I'm gonna press record and just whatever happens, happens. And here I am 5 years later, ha- having a wonderful conversation with you, and still excited every day when I get to record and do what I'm doing.
So great. I love that.
All right. If every woman listening stepped into her CEO era today, what changes first?
Themselves. They become a better version of themselves because they're really just holding themselves to a higher standard and really creating the life that they actually dream of rather than sitting there in scarcity and being like, oh, I just want something better. There's got to be more to life. They will actually get to create that if they do that.
Mm. What message do you want ambitious women to leave this episode with?
That if I can do it, they can do it too. There is no difference. We're all human, we're all female, we're all on the same earth, and we've all got one life. So if you want something different from your life, to be honest, no one's coming to save you. The only person that can get you there is yourself.
Awesome. So, wait. Okay, now we're about to go. You're about to get the spotlight screen, and you need to plug away where people can find you and connect with you, and give one piece of unapologetic advice you wish someone gave you early in your career.
Yeah, sure. So if they want to find out a little bit about what I do, jump over to my website on sashaeburne.com. I'm sure that you'll reference that in the show notes, or even just jump over to Instagram. I'm always up for a voice note conversation or a chat. I'd love to hear your takeaways. Drop on in. That's just Sasha Eburne __. And one word of advice is, in business and in life, just ask for help. We don't have to go at it alone. It is way better being in business, being surrounded by other powerful entrepreneurs, other people who've generally done what you've done, also in your personal life as well. Just ask for help and create connections.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful guest. I appreciate your time. Um, so when you do release the book, I would
Yes.
love for you to come back and promote it. That would be awesome. So
Thank you so much.
when you release it and you're ready to promote it and everything, definitely have you back on and come on and talk about the book and definitely come promote the book.
Amazing. I would love that. Thank you so much for the opportunity to chat today. It's definitely been a great conversation.
Oh no, thank you so much for dropping some great game and I appreciate you sharing your story and I'm excited to for what you're building. It's awesome to see someone build something amazing and inspire men, women, don't matter, just to inspire people to greatness. Like you said, if like I feel like if people who want to start a podcast, like if I can start this podcast, if you're out there and you want to start a podcast, go out and start it. Like all it takes is you just to face your fear and do it.
Yeah, exactly. I love that.
But once again, thank you so much. But don't leave just yet. We're gonna chat a little bit off the air. But thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate you stopping by and sharing sharing your information and stuff.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Another great episode is in the books. I would like to thank Sasha for coming by and again dropping some wonderful game. If your story is proof that your circumstances don't get the final word, your choices do, please invite listeners. Please follow Sasha and subscribe. Listen to her show, the Sasha Eburne Show. I greatly appreciate everybody who's gonna tune. If you haven't tuned in live, please when you catch the replay, I appreciate all the support everybody's giving. Love it. And as always, shout out to everybody out there. You know how your boy Wise does it. Peace out.